Yes, please rise for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here safely today. We thank you for a little bit of white before Christmas. We could use a little bit more, but nothing drastic. We thank you for the opportunity to discuss the issues that involve our county and our constituents, and we thank you for all of those men and women who work in harm's way to afford us this freedom. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the purposes of attendance, the clerk will call the roll.
Connor?
Here.
Geiger?
Here.
Gibson?
Here.
Jackson? Here. Parker?
Here.
Smoker?
Here.
Wayne?
Here. Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, any member, any commissioner or member of the public may ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda and placed under items for consideration.
Move to approve as written.
Hearing no such request and without objection, the agenda is approved as written. Reports from state and county officers. Does any state or county officer or their representative have a report to share with the board? Morning, Sheriff Lee.
This work. Oh, it is working today. Good. Correction staff booked and processed 276 persons into the jail for the month of November, and additionally released 193 persons back into the community. Excuse me. Of the 276 persons booked, 55 bookings are classified as weekenders. The daily average inmate population is 83 persons. Staff has transported 73 inmates to and from various locations to include court, medical facilities, and other counties. In addition, have administered 117 weekend drug screens to probationers and fingerprinted 74 persons at the front counter. Kitchen staff has prepared 7,347 meals at a cost of about $1.61 a meal. Excuse me. 2019, 276 persons were booked. 2014, 112. Releases, 193. 2014, 127. Public fingerprints, 74. Then 58 in 2014. We also had $5,407.43 in plumbing repairs, $583.34 in HVAC repairs, and security repairs is $416. Berry County law enforcement logged 640 complaints in the month of November. 53 individuals were arrested, 23 felony and 33 misdemeanor charges. There were 12 alcohol and drug-related arrests. 158 accidents were handled, 132 of those involved deer, 5 involved alcohol or drugs. K-9 unit activated on 5 occasions, and quantities of drugs were recovered and apprehension of an individual in criminal cases. Its office performed 38 home checks assisting swift and sure sobriety and drug courts. There were 407 criminal histories were run for warrant entries and warrant requests. There were 96 sex offender transactions completed and 739 preliminary breath tests administered at the Sheriff's Office for a court order. In 2019, 640 complaints compared to 2014, 5 years ago, 457. Accidents handled, 185 compared to 183. Car deer accidents, 132 compared to 2014 and 85. Arrests, 53, 23 felony, 33 misdemeanors. 2014, 43, 16 felony, and 31 misdemeanors. Alcohol and drug-related arrests, there was 12, and in 2014, there were 5. Any questions?
Thank you.
$5,000 plumbing bill?
Oops.
Is that pretty typical?
It's getting that way, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Limited public comment. At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes. various correspondence. Any commissioner have any correspondence to share with the board? All right, consent items. Commissioner Geiger.
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of the following consent items. Approval of the November 26, 2019 Board of Commissioners meeting minutes. Approval of the December 3rd, 2019 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes. Approval to reappoint Barbara Scott and to appoint Janice Fitzgerald to serve on the Berry County Animal Shelter Advisory Board and Citizen at Large positions for one-year terms that begin on January 1, 2020 and expire on December 31st, 2020. Approval to reappoint Tamara Dickinson to serve on the Berry County Animal Shelter Advisory Board in a Citizen at Large position for a 3-year term that begins on January 1st, 2020 and expires on December 31, 2022. Approval to reappoint Dr. Linda Robinson to serve on the Berry County Animal Shelter Advisory Board in a veterinarian position for a 3-year term that begins on January 1, 2020 and expires on December 31st, 2022. To reappoint Dawn Koenig to serve in the Rescue Shelter Operator position for a 3-year term that begins on January 1st, 2020 and expires on December 31st, 2022. And to reappoint Patricia Robinson to serve a 1-year term that begins on January 1st, 2020 and expires on December 31st, 2020, representing the Berry County Humane Society. Approval to appoint Jennifer Meyer to serve on the Berry County Community Mental Health Authority Board for a 3-year term that began on April 1st, 2018 and expires on March 31st, 2021. Approval to appoint Teresa Moody to serve on the Berry County Community Mental Health Authority Board for a 3-year term that began on April 1st, 2019 and expires on March 31st, 2022. Approval to reappoint Sue Vandekar, Berry County Treasurer, to serve on the Berry County Building Authority for a 3-year term that begins on January 1st, 2020 and ends on December 31st, 2022. Approval of the 2020 grant contract between the State of Michigan and Berry County for the continuation of indigent defense services in Berry County. Approval of the attached 2020 contracts for Indigent Defense Council services with Jackie Baker Sturgis, Carol Dwyer, Shane Henry, Kristen Hull, James Kinney, Gordon Shane McNeil, Catherine Russell, Stephen Storrs, Timothy Trump, and Kimberly Young. Approval of Budget Amendment 19C, and approval of the Berry County 2019 Farmland Preservation Application Property Rankings as recommended by the Berry County Conservation Easement Board, and approve the application of Larry Carpenter to submit to the State of Michigan for consideration in the Farmland Preservation Funding Cycle.
Support.
Been moved by Geiger, second by Parker. To approve the items listed under the consent agenda, discussion is not allowed and a roll call vote is required. The clerk will call the roll.
Connor,
No.
Geiger,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Smelker,
Yes.
Wade.
Yes, the consent agenda is approved, or consent items are approved. Presentations. I have one. Are my staff members here for recognition this morning? Nope. Let's delay that then till later, or let's see who comes off the elevator. Thanks for coming this morning, Sharon, but you weren't who I was looking for. So we'll just delay this till later.
You want me to see if there's anybody in the hallway?
Commissioner Geiger's grabbing. Oh, it's only you. It's not like we got, not enough chairs.
Is it the 2 people, you mean?
Just 2 people from the sheriff's department. And if we have to, we can
Couldn't
move
Darn
these
over
to
there?
next week. We'll be doing a few more of these next Tuesday in the afternoon, if that works better for somebody's schedule. Okay. I get it. So we'll just delay these to another time. All right. Public hearings, we have none. Items for consideration.
Madam Chair, I would move for the approval of transfers and disbursements, approval of prepaid invoices in the amount of $3,117,466.03, approval of claims in the amount of $45,294.33, approval of commissioner reimbursements mileage in the amount of $852.11.
Second.
It's been moved by Connor, second by Smelker, for the approval of transfers and disbursements, approval of prepaid invoices in the amount of $3,117,466.03, approval of claims in the amount of $45,294.33, approval of commissioner reimbursements mileage in the amount of $852.11. Is there discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Geiger,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Smelker,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Wing.
Yes. The item is approved.
Madam Chair, I would move for the adoption of Resolution Number 1924, resolution to approve ballot proposal for renewal of countywide E-911 emergency telephone and central dispatch system millage.
Second.
Sorry.
Moved by Connor, second by Gibson. Adoption of Resolution 19-24, resolution to approve ballot proposal for renewal of countywide E-911 emergency telephone and central dispatch millage, or central dispatch system millage. Discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir.
I have one question. It's really for the county clerk. Some folks have asked me whether this is a special election that is being held just for this. That's not true, correct? Okay.
This will be on the presidential primary.
Okay, so there's no additional cost to taxpayers.
Yes, there.
They're just printing the ballots, but,
Ballot printing will be charged for that third ballot style to 911.
got it. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Gibson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Smelker,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Wing.
Yes. The item is approved.
Madam Chair, I would move for the approval of the attached MERS Defined Benefit Plan Adoption Agreement Amendment to increase the required employee contribution for Division Number 01-BCCEA-Courthouse by 0.67% to 8.16%, effective January 1st, 2020, per Article 23, Section 2 of the Collective Bargaining Agreement for the Berry County Courthouse Employees Association.
Second.
Moved by Connor, second by Parker, for the approval of the attached MERS Defined Benefit Plan Adoption Agreement Amendment to increase the required employee contribution for Division 1 BCCEA Courthouse by 0.67% to 8.16%, effective January 1st, 2020, per Article 23, Section 2 of the Collective Bargaining Agreement for the Berry County Courthouse Employees Association. Discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Jackson,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Smelker,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Wing.
Yes, the item is approved.
Madam Chair, I would move for the adoption of Resolution Number 19-25 to authorize the auditor to transfer 2019 general fund surplus funds to various internal service funds.
Second.
Moved by Connor, support by Gibson. For the adoption, is there discussion? Sorry. Hearing none. The question before the board is to approve, is adoption of resolution number 19-25 to authorize the auditor to transfer 2019 general fund surplus funds to various internal service funds. The clerk will call the roll.
Parker,
Yes.
Smelker,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Wing.
Yes, the item is approved.
Madam Chair, I would move for the adoption of Resolution Number 1926 to authorize the auditor to make final year-end transfers.
Support.
Been moved by Connor, support by Jackson for the adoption of resolution number 19-26 to authorize the auditor to make final year-end transfers. Discussion. Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Smoker,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Wayne.
Yes, the item is approved. Unfinished business. We have nothing on our agenda. New business. County Administrator's Report.
I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Chairperson's report. Just would like to remind everyone that next week is a special meeting. We have our regular Board of Commissioner cow meeting at 9 a.m. And because the following Tuesday is Christmas Eve, we will be having our Board of Commissioner meeting in the afternoon at 2 o'clock that day. So it's a quick turnaround. But we don't necessarily want to meet on a holiday. So it will be our last official meeting for the year, unless something, emergent pops up.
No, I think it's going to be the last.
Well, I'm good with that because I could use 2 weeks at home working. So, but other than that, I don't really have a whole lot going on. I have meeting tonight and tomorrow. Charlton Park Board met last night, and the board voted on whether or not they supported the resolution. It was a 6-1 vote, and then they voted to recommend 2 members to the new board that'll start in January. So that they have taken care of that.
3, wasn't it?
Well, the Steam Engine Club will have
Oh,
their own.
okay. Very good. Thanks.
So, but that's really all I have to report on. I don't think I have anything else coming up. Community Action Agency doesn't meet in December, so at the end of this week, I will be good for county business, I think, other than the minor stuff. Commissioner Connor?
Thank you. I attended the airport board meeting since our last board meeting. It was usual business. We did cancel our December meeting because it fell on Christmas Day. Like many other, my Carewell Conservation District and the COA meetings were canceled because it's just Christmas time. So that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Geiger?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The only thing I have to report is had a couple things. Had the Michigan Works Governing Board meeting yesterday in Grand Rapids. It's a good opportunity to sit with other commissioners and brainstorm about what they're doing in their counties and what's working, what's not working. Berry County's working, and everyone is very complimentary of what we're doing here in the county government. Have a solid waste oversight meeting on Friday, and a special planning commission meeting. I think next week. Is it next week, Jack? Wednesday. Next Wednesday. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Gibson?
I'm just starting my cycle. I'll be at Hastings Township this evening.
Commissioner Smelford?
Just starting things. I had Carlton and Freeport last night, and most of my meetings are towards the end of the month.
Thank you. Commissioner Parker?
Yeah, we had a special meeting with the Parks and Rec, and also decided who we wanted to proceed to give to the commissioners to appoint for the new Park Commission. And there were 3 of them, including a representative for the Trail Association too. So, and just wanted to share this with you. We can pass it around. This is a brochure on the birding trail. Basically, this was done with donation money, most of it. So that's Doug Klein took on that responsibility, And it's just a beautiful map on the places. The signs are being put up now on all the birding locations where the best places are and where the particular birds they'll see in that area too. So, and we found out that in Texas, that's a $500 million industry. Brings that much money into Texas birding. So also had a township meeting, board meeting last night. Nothing going on there as far as new things coming up. They appointed some new people to their Parks and Rec department, and that's about it. So, and tonight's Village of Middleville.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Jackson.
Yeah, last Friday was the West Michigan Regional Planning Commission meeting. Interesting meeting, a lot of good economic growth and ideas for the area, especially for MDOT was there giving update. A couple elected officials were there, were updates on the state level. And they had a wonderful prime rib lunch afterwards, so that was a worthwhile meeting. Was at Hope Township last night, and we're at the beginning of the meeting cycle, so Barry's tonight, Rutland's Wednesday with John, so we're just getting going, so.
Thank you, sir. Limited public comment. At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Rick Moore. I'm currently with the Charlton Park Board and currently Vice Chairman of the Parks and Recreation Board and Harbor Master of the Podunk Lake Yacht Club since 1964. I tend to get off track, and so I want to read this important message for all of you here and for all the ships at sea, as they used to say during World War II. The children and young heart can delight in the holidays of yesteryear during the Of Christmas Past event at historic Charlton Park, Saturday and Sunday, December 14th and 15th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The park's turn-of-the-century village and museum will be staffed by volunteers and adorned with festive decorations, including a train display and fresh evergreens. Guests can take a wagon ride and then visit with St. Nicholas, the original St. Nicholas, not Santa Claus, and I appreciate the park doing that little bit, too. It was Dick Levine that did that, I mean, who will serve plenty of candy canes and good for the good boys and girls. You know, people used to be so poor that when you got coal for Christmas, that was a good thing, too, because you could actually heat with that. But hey, I'm not that old. I just remember those things. The celebration of the season, guests are encouraged to make holiday crafts, including a candle, which used to be extremely important for life, and a yarn doll, which that was the only playthings children had back in the 1880s. Traditional food and drink samples will be available throughout the village, such as wassail, and I don't believe that's made out of juiced wolverines, but hey, you never know. Roasted chestnuts, cinnamon, and sugar apples and popcorn. In addition, the Charlton Park Foundation Board will provide coffee and cookies for the Sixbury House. Not too many people know who the Charlton Park Board is and what they do, but it's like a friends group for Charlton Park, as the Trail Association is a friends group for the Paul Henry Thornapple Trail. Live holiday music will ring throughout Carlton Center Church, courtesy of the Thornapple Valley Dulcimer Society. Then the park gift shop will also be open. Daily admission is for $6 for anyone aged 13 and up, $4 for children 5 to 12, and free for children 4 and under. Additional information can be found online at charltonpark.org. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. And last night when I told Heather that I was going to be speaking more frequently, she had kind of a dismayed look on her face. And so I'm trying to stay online and punctual, so thank you very much.
It was sheer exhaustion, Rick. Is there any other business to come before the board? Oh, wait, is there any other public comment? Sorry. Is there any other business to come before the board? I would like to touch base with the health department commissioners before they leave today. There being no further business and without objection, the board will now adjourn.
You can only have two of us.
I'll take two and then I'll talk to the other one.